Hey, folks, good afternoon, and welcome to Wednesday's Market Situation Report here at Top Gun Options, or SITREP. I'm Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and we had a great session this morning. We knocked out an accelerated retirement live trade brief, and we also did our solo Amazon, kind of a joint brief with accelerated retirement and solo Amazon folks in the same room. A little bit delayed to do my SITREP here because I just watched the absolute shit show at the White House and now on the Hill. The President of the United States invited Nancy and Chuck up to talk about what? Infrastructure. The one and only thing that I thought they could actually potentially get bipartisan agreement on, and the president just essentially threw them out of the White House. Why? Because before going to the White House, Nancy told reporters the president's obstructing and blah, blah, impeachment. And the dude's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're done. Now we're not even going to do infrastructure. So for the next 2 years, it's going to be an absolute disgrace in Washington. The Department of Justice, FBI, CIA heavies, and the IRS were weaponized under Barack Hussein Obama and committed treason. Treason, folks. So the same people who said Trump committed treason and he's a Putin puppet, which were completely disproved by an independent 444-page report, are now going to try and impeach the guy. Folks, it's absolutely disgusting. We're hurtling towards a civil war. Absolute civil war. Democrats for a year and a half, 2 years. Do not impede Bob Mueller. You try and fire him, we're going to impeach you. Bob Mueller is the best guy in the world. Bob Mueller didn't find anything. Okay, now he's a Putin puppet too, and we have to impeach the president. Folks, this is going to get worse, okay? We're in the middle of a trade war, which could potentially turn into a hot war. Oh, real quick, before we get into today's brief, we're done, folks. If you didn't grab your full throttle slot, we're done. We're going to get airborne next week with or without you. If you didn't grab your slot yet, head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. You can get either an annual membership or you can do month to month. Okay. And I also, during the accelerated retirement this morning, I did a joint solo Amazon brief. We took a look at all of our existing positions in Amazon. If you're not ready to get super airborne, so to speak, with our full throttle industry-leading options training program, dip your toe in the water with solo Amazon. It is one brief a week, 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, just focusing on Amazon and the XLY, because the XLY is made up of 25% of Amazon. It's only $97 a month, folks. I'm actually heading to the Caribbean, to the Bahamas tomorrow on my buddy's 88-foot Pershing. I'm going to try and land my airplane and board it. But he asked me to pick up a bottle of 1942 on the way to the boat tonight. It's $115. For a bottle of for less than a bottle of 1942, you can get a month of our solo Amazon service, and I strongly recommend you take the 25% discount and you do the annual service. So if you're not ready to get airborne with the big full throttle program and you want to dip your toe in the water, go.topgunoptions.com/ you ready for it? Solo Amazon. We don't talk about any other positions, just Amazon. We essentially become a market maker in this name, okay? And finally, the replay from this morning is still rendering, but the replay will be posted on this replay page in a couple minutes. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay. You can see the brief that we did Monday night, my welcome aboard brief. We did Tuesday's primary live trade brief yesterday at 1 o'clock, closed a trade for $3,600 in profit, unlimited risk. And then last night's training session. You folks, if you don't watch any of these, you have to watch this one. Last night's full throttle Tredge training. We took a look at a tactic called a Tredge, which is a trade that's going to make money and also serves as a portfolio hedge. We call it a Tredge. That is a must-watch, folks. Absolutely watch this, because what's going to happen? If we don't get some good news on trade by next Friday, this market's heading, the S&P is going down to the 200-day moving average, period. Right now, we are at an inflection point. You ready for this blinding piece of brilliance? We're either going higher or lower. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, folks, after his charade appearance in front of the House Financial Overseas Committee, what did he say? The president's going to have a signing ceremony at the end of June with President Xi Jinping. What happened? Nothing. Look at the FXI, the iShares China ETF. Back in the day, 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, whenever Mnuchin or Trump or something said something bullish on trade like that, what happened? Market would rally, everything would pop. Nobody's listening anymore, especially to that guy Steve Mnuchin, 3 weeks ago, what did he say? 3 weeks ago, he said, we're going to be done by next Friday. We're talking about what dessert we're going to have at Mar-a-Lago at this point. That Sunday, breaking news, Donald Trump increasing firepower, increasing tariffs on China, and the market went what? Full freak mode. I don't even think they know what they're doing from minute to minute, let alone what's going to happen. So, folks, you need to have a Tredge. Please make sure you watch the replay from last night's session. Again, that is on go.topgunoptions.com/FT, full throttle replay. And as my TGO members know, this ain't about a trade war, folks. What is this about? This is about real war. I briefed you on this back in January. It's time to brief it again, man. Chinese admiral back in January said we could sink a couple aircraft carriers. We sink a U.S. aircraft carrier, that's 5,000 dead sailors. And then what did he say in a wide-ranging speech? He said, hey, man, this ain't about trade. This is definitely not simply friction over economics and trade, warning that the conflict was instead a prime strategic issue. If you slept during 8 years of Barack Hussein Obama's presidency, which I didn't because the man was destroying our country and letting China do what? You see this? This was an atoll, folks. This wasn't a runway with fighter aircraft, bombers, and missile sites on it. It was an atoll. Look it up if you don't know what it is. What did they do under 8 years of Obama? They sailed dirt from mainland China to the middle of the Pacific, dumped it, built a runway, put buildings there, fighter aircraft and missiles, and said, this is China. Super. So let's listen to what these people are saying. First of all, the trade deal is not going to be worth the paper it's printed on, folks. It's not going to be. Does anybody listening to this brief believe that China is going to stop stealing our intellectual property? Does anybody listening to this brief believe that the Chinese government's going to stop subsidizing their businesses? Come on, folks, pull this leg and it plays jingle bells. First of all, they're not negotiating in good faith anymore. This dude, Xi Jinping, ladies and gentlemen, is what? President for life. Their negotiators are like, we're going to string you along for 2 years and we're going to get Joe Biden. Oh my God, look at what North Korea said yesterday about Joe Biden. They nailed it. But you're dealing with a New York real estate developer, and love or hate the guy, he's a great negotiator. But the Chinese look to be kind of anchoring down for a new long march. The Chinese said, we're in no rush for another meeting of trade talks. Hey, Secretary Mnuchin, don't buy your ticket yet. Don't call us. We'll call you. So, and this is, again, of course, after we did another freedom of navigation exercise through the South China Sea. Don't take your eye off the ball, folks. That is the real issue. Tensions with Iran kind of pulled back a little bit. Yesterday, the Secretary of Defense and Sec State were up briefing members on the Hill about what's going on in Iran. The left side of the aisle said, Iran ain't a boogeyman. The right side of the aisle said, oh my God, these guys want to kill and vaporize as many of us as possible. How can we be this polarized in America, folks? This is a country that says, hey, when we get nukes, we're going to vaporize as many of you as we can. One side of this country says, don't believe them. Did we not learn anything after 9/11 and 3,000 Americans dead? Could you imagine if those 19 hijackers had access to nuclear weapons? Technically, they did. A fully fueled airliner immediately after takeoff, traveling at 400 to 500 knots, is a small thermonuclear weapon. Look at what it did, ladies and gentlemen. But I ran those, you crazy mullahs. They are crazy, folks. So trading, a trade war, markets don't appear ready for that. We're ready for that, folks. If you're a Top Gun Options member, you got Tredges on. We saw this coming. We predicted that volatility was going to see a rip your face off rally, that something was going to happen. Take a look at the VIX, the 3-month VIX. Little freak out at the beginning of March, and then nothing. Little freak out a couple weeks later, and then nothing. Right around here for about a week and a half, I told my members what? This is nuts. And I've trained my members to know that when I say those words, this is nuts, those 3 words, sit up and listen. Stop clubbing in the Bahamas mentally and listen. Time to get right around here. I said, this is the largest bet on a decrease in volatility that we've seen since when? You ready for this? Volmageddon. Everybody remember that? No volatility, no volatility. Everybody's short volatility except us. And then everybody got wiped out shorting volatility except us who made money on it. We nailed this, folks. 5.5, 6 weeks ago, I predicted the reason Donald Trump was pounding the Fed to cut interest rates and engage in quantitative easing was what? Because of the trade war. When the president started pounding Jerome Powell, cut rates, QE. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? The economy's smoking. GDP's good. Jobs are good. Everything's great. Whoa, here's why he's doing it. Trump wants a put underneath this market. Crazy like a fox. We nailed it, folks. So we're having a blast here. So global stocks a little mixed on trade war fears. They rise on trade war hopes. They have fears, hopes. This afternoon, in about an hour, 45 minutes, we're going to get the Fed minutes. That'll be interesting because really starting to see a tail wagging the dog. It looks like the market, the Fed funds futures rate, forecasting rate cuts later in the year or in the fall, which obviously Donald Trump will love. So we'll see what the Fed minutes have to say this afternoon. Warren Buffett a couple of weeks ago says he's an idiot for not investing in Amazon sooner and put about almost a $1 billion bet in Amazon stock. Mr. Buffett, I appreciate your honesty that you're an idiot for not buying Amazon shares sooner. We've been around for almost 10 years. Our 10-year anniversary is coming up. We've been in Amazon since day one. So if you're calling yourself an idiot because of that, that makes us pretty damn smart. This is awesome. At an all-hands meeting back in March, what did Jeff Bezos move into? Healthcare, food, space, crypto, business-to-business, online advertising, autos. Jeff Bezos is getting into the auto business. Folks, you have got to be trading the Death Star here, man. We're having an absolute blast in our solo Amazon service. Awesome. Matter of fact, go.topgunoptions.com/solo, $97 to get airborne for a month, $897 annually. I got to go because I actually just remembered I have a one-on-one coaching session here at the top of the hour that I have to prepare for. So we're done with this full throttle. Probably won't do another one until, I don't know, in the fall. We only do about 3 or 4 of these a year. If you didn't get airborne for this one, maybe we'll see you in the fall. Be very, very careful trading this market solo, folks. We're either heading higher or lower, and if we head lower, folks, markets move down a hell of a lot faster than they go up. They take the escalator up and the elevator down, or actually in this case, back in the fall, they took the window down, so to speak. So get that Tredge on. This was all free. I gave you access to 4 of our live training sessions, all on me. They were free. And I gave you like 4 or 5 potential trades, with one of them being a Tredge that could see potentially unlimited upside if the market rolls over and volatility spikes on a potential trade war or real war with China or Iran. So have a great rest of your day. We're done for the rest of the week. I'm still going to have internet access on the boat heading over to the Bahamas, and I'll be taking got a data plan on board the boat, and I'm not going to post any videos or anything like that unless I need to. I will send out text alerts and emails if needed. Other than that, everything's on autopilot. We covered Visa today, CSX, Raytheon. We have some great-looking trades that are going right down the fairway and very, very profitable. Having a great time here at Top Gun Options, folks. Get on board. Get on board full throttle now and take your investing supersonics. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, guys. God bless. I'll see you for Monday's market outlook. Have a great Memorial Day.